Alright, so we just left the tanning salon, and it's 12 midnight. I'm gonna go home and eat one more meal, but you know, today I sent out a tweet today, and I was like, they should bring the weigh-ins back at the Olympia. You know, they should weigh us in, and I know that would make some guys unhappy, because I know there's a lot of weights being thrown around there. I just want to talk a little bit about, like, through my career, like, you know, when I won the teen nationals against Branch Warren, like when I was a heavyweight, before they even started super heavies in the NPC, I was 214. That was 93. Then I competed in 95. I won the Tournament of Champions. I was 241 for that show. And then I went to the Nationals the next year, and I won that show at 248. 96. And then I went to the Night of Champions, my first time competing as a pro, in 98, and I was 260. And I wasn't in tip-top shape. It was a little too heavy. 99, I did the Ironman and the Arnold at like 240 and 245 back to back, and qualified for the Olympia. And then I went to the Olympia, and I was 260, and I finished 15 out of 16. I was in great shape. I thought, you know, I was starting to come into my own. And then, of course, I took the year off, came back at the Night of Champions to win my first pro show at 263. I was at the Night of Champions in 2000 when I won for the first time. And then the 2000 Olympia, I competed about 260, and I was a little flat. And then I took that whole year and prepared. In 2001, I was about 260 at that show, and I almost won. Then I went to the Arnold 2002, right after the, you know, I placed second at the Olympia in 01, and I was 273 at that show. That was like the biggest I ever was at a show, besides the Olympia when I won the first time. So 2002, 2003, I came back at 260 at the Olympia. In Arnold, I won about 260 also. You know, won the San Francisco Pro. Pro Ironman, I was 263 there, 2003. And of course the Olympia was 260. 2004 I was 260. Olympia. At the Arnold I was lighter that year. I think I was around 250. I was a little too small. And then 2005 I competed at, you know, about 260, 258 I think, 257 maybe at the Olympia when, you know, I put Ronnie on the ropes. And then of course I came back in 2001 I won at 267 Saturday night. I was 273 the first night. I won at 267.
Wow.
The Saturday night after
06.
Yeah, 06. And then 07, I don't know what I really was in 07. I think around the same. I was like 265. You know, I had the infection that year. And then 2008 I think I was about 260, and then I probably dropped to like 240.
Wow.
5 for the night show. I was really depleted for the 2008 to try to win it from Dexter, but it wasn't enough. And then in 09 I came back 254. 2010 I was 255. And then 2011 I was I think 256 or 7. So now, leading into this year, this year's Olympia, you know, I plan to be, you know, in the high 250s, or 255, or 250, so it really doesn't matter, because, you know, as you see, like, those are my Olympia weights. I mean, the biggest I was 270, you know, 273 when I won in 02, and then, of course, at the Olympia the first night when I won the first year. But if I look back, the condition wasn't spot on at those shows. I was still holding some water, even though the fullness was impressive. I don't think that would get me by a lot of these guys nowadays, because they're just they're better conditioned, you know. I don't think the guys are necessarily as big, but they're definitely better conditioned. So, you know, while we've been talking about all these weights, you know, I know kind of every show what I've been, and like I said, I mean, it's just funny. I turned pro at 248, and you know, here we are. what, 17 years later.
Yeah, almost
and
20
it's
years.
you know, I'm competing only 10 pounds realistically, you know, maximum better than I was.
Why do you think people, like today there's two major threads that come out, Big Ramy at 310 pounds and Kai Green at 299.
It's impressive, you know, and I truly believe these guys are definitely big on the scale right now, but, you know, 5 weeks out, I mean, you know, they still going to have to lose some weight to get there, and of course fluid and all this other stuff. It's deceptive because, I mean, even myself, like years past, I've lost a lot of weight at the end where I remember us thinking, shit, you know, I'm going to compete at 270 something because I was so big and hard. But shit, when you start to losing that water and whatnot, you lose, you know, you lose some weight. So, you know, today I woke up at 265. I mean, that's my real wake up weight. Like stripped down,
Nothing
you know,
on.
at my home and on my scale, no lies. You know, I'm not hiding stuff, anything from anyone. I'll take you to the gym and stand on the scale for you guys, and I'll be 274 or 5 on the scale at the gym too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, after eating a meal or two and, you know, in some sort of clothing or whatever, but, you know, I'm not going to lie about what I weigh because, you know, I know what my best looks like, and, you know, I'm an open book when it comes to how much I weigh, and shit, you know, I've weighed up to 295 in the off season or whatever. I mean, I rarely did I go over 300. I know everyone thinks, seems like everyone seems to think when I battled Ronnie I was 270 something, but that's not the truth. I mean, even Ronnie lied about his weight. You know, all these talk about he was 287 at that 2003 Olympia. You know, he was like 275 or something. So,